Most 8-year-olds might worry about their next toy or favorite video game, but not Raleigh third grader William Winslow. He worries about his classmates and whether or not they will have enough food to eat.
I don't think that there should be any kids that have to go home hungry. Then I heard about Backpack Buddies, and I heard that kids needed more food, and I wanted to help.
William began organizing food drives to collect cans for the Backpack Buddy program at his school, A.B. Combs Leadership Magnet Elementary. His efforts brought in a great amount of food, but also inspired many others to do good deeds in return.
It'll help the world, and it'll make sure that almost everything goes right.
Just really saw his vision as an elementary student. Was really impressed by his vision of what he really wanted to do and how he wanted to fight hunger. Most adults don't have that type of vision, and I'm just really impressed.
Well, we were really inspired by what William had done, and we've always thought of ourselves as helping others, but William really made us look more introspectively and realize that we probably weren't doing everything that we could.
So inspired by William's passion for others, his parents, Mac and Blythe, thought of the idea for a nonprofit that would help kickstart other kids to do good in their communities. And the snowball got rolling, so to speak, with a new nonprofit that would give small grants to kids for community service projects.
We saw what William was able to do as a kid with Backpack Buddies and the impact that he was able to make and the other kids he was able to get involved in the process. And we talked between us, and we thought, what if other kids could have the similar support that William was able to have, because it didn't cost us a lot of money to do this, but there is always some expense with doing these things. And so we thought, what if we could start a nonprofit where we're able to, number one, give kids ideas and inspiration for ways to do good, but then offer them seed money grants to help them do good so that it covers the cost of getting their project started up. And that's where we started, and we had been talking about William's project, and we were just talking about how it had snowballed. And we thought, what better name than Start a Snowball, with helping kids follow their passion for doing good, from anti-bullying to homelessness to childhood hunger to helping kids in children's hospitals.
Elder care.
Yeah.
And it just sort of runs the gamut. And I think that's kind of what's unique about Start a Snowball, is that we really put the power into the children. We feel really strongly about empowering children to do good.
There you go.
And you gotta learn, the horse has to learn to trust you through it too, so it just teaches a lot of trust and responsibility with the horses.
Okay. Now.
And although the grants have gone out across the U.S., in our state, the snowball is rolling to Asheville, where two friends, Auburn and Amelia, heard about Start a Snowball and wanted to help promote the good things going on at the Sweetwater Youth Ranch, where therapeutic riding is making a difference in the lives of kids from all over western North Carolina. The kids applied for the grant and got the funding, which is used for flyers and marketing.
So we decided to make a brochure, and we contacted a graphic designer, and he did that for us.
We don't come up with ideas. Kids have great ideas, but they don't have the means or the funds to do anything about them. And so when we found out about Start a Snowball through Twitter, actually, it was a great opportunity for the kids to get involved on their terms with their idea.
In Weaverville, it's after-school tutoring time at the Northview Mobile Home Park, where 97% of the children who live here are Latino, and English is a second language. Rebecca and Catherine Hammond, along with their friend Hayden Bailey, heard about Start a Snowball and wanted to apply for a grant to help the tutoring center with supplies and a new bulletin board.
Well, Start a Snowball, I think it's great. It gives kids an opportunity to just do stuff and change the world, and I would say go for it. It doesn't really take that much, and you could do a lot.
And because the kids were involved with this already, Start a Snowball gave them an opportunity to get some funding, to do some additional things, to try to communicate with the community about stuff that's going on here.
What's that letter?
For these kids, Start a Snowball has made an impact on how they see the world and their community. And for William Winslow and his family, The success of the projects is validation of their mission of fostering a culture of kindness and giving.
I think it's really that chain reaction that creates, ultimately, we hope, a culture of givers and a generation of givers.
Puts the kids in a position of leadership, no matter what their age, that they found something they're passionate about, and they're going to mobilize what they have and their friends have and make a difference. And that's, to me, that's what's going to really sink in and cause some long-term effects in these kids and really make them want to make a difference when they get older.
So you start out small, and then more people come and help, and then more people and more people. And you start out small and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It can inspire other kids to do it, and then those kids will inspire other kids.